So what pros have you seen, in the methodology or mindset that you have in terms of customer empowerment, from the initiative or focus, what pros have you seen coming out of a strong customer empowerment model?
So like there's the business side, which you see a reduction in tickets, you see a reduction in negative complaints, less, you need to hire less people because you have those things. That is like a very businessy financial side. On the customer side, while you're collecting less CSAT scores, you do kind of see increased App Store ratings, increased usage, ironically brand loyalty, and you can see referrals going up as well. And customers will be very quick to go to social. This happens all the time. If you surprise someone with an experience they weren't expecting, they want to tell everyone about it. Just like they do if they have a bad experience. They will do, like if you truly surprise them with something they weren't expecting, they go, wow. And that will earn you a lot of goodwill with them. So try to ask yourself, would I enjoy what I'm putting my customers through? And then what could I do to do something differently? And in an educated market, back to fintech, the more educated consumers are about money, finance, the easier my job comes at Novo. And we're actually battling against massive trends of not educating the market on how this stuff works. And so one of the things Novo and a lot of fintechs, frankly, are doing is trying to really educate their customers on how these systems work, why these systems work the way they currently do, and what the company wants to do. You and I are from a slightly affluent class, even if we're not wealthy. We've probably grown up with debit and credit cards, and most of the people listening to this podcast have grown up with credit and debit cards. Most of the people in America do not have access or have not had access to either. 30% of America uses Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App as their primary bank account. Spoiler alert, neither of those are banks, or none of those are banks. And if they were to collapse, that money is not insured. And that we have to understand that in our financial bubble that there are tons of Americans who have never had access to these products. And how do we enable them and educate them and get them access to these products, that is truly empowering, because if you empower more Americans to engage in something that is so impactful in their lives that they haven't been allowed to engage with, they are then empowered to make better decisions, which can obviously have life-changing consequences and effects, and those spend generation gaps as well.
Yeah, so tying that together with then, like as an example, Bank Novo's growth, do you see a immediate impact on that from a revenue perspective in terms of future growth with those customers because you are educating them or giving them a different experience?
Yeah, 100%. So it's no shock that the sticky rate of banks is high because once you put money in something, but with Novo, especially like providing the unique experience, providing education on how this works, we get tons of great feedback about they've never had that before. They've never experienced before. A lot of our customers, as businesses are acting more and more like consumers because they're becoming smaller and smaller, they talk to you like they're people. They don't talk to you like a business. There's not an accountant on the other side who knows all this stuff. They don't know. So seeing them evolve, learning more, consuming your content, asking these education type questions of your support staff, I find it to be very rewarding. And there's a sticky factorness to that goes above and beyond. I just have my money in your bank account and it's too much of a hassle to switch my accounts because then I have to re-enter my information everywhere. It's about like Novo helped me, and that will bring loyalty.
Talking about that sticky factor and then also not having to re-authenticate or log in everywhere, you've talked previously when we've had conversations around that frictionless or seamless experience. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that and how you're driving that for Bank Novo?
Yeah, so like in the broad sense in finance, the frictionless, like banks normally naturally have friction. And as I mentioned earlier, with the way money moves is naturally full of friction, be it checks, ACH, or even your debit card swipes. So removing or providing transparency on those frictions and why they exist, choices of Novo or not, we don't choose how fast checks move and ACHs move, the government does. So friction experience when it comes to onboarding, especially with businesses, most business accounts at banks are opened by you go into the branch, fill out all this paperwork, provide them blood samples, birth certificates, your firstborn child, and then maybe they contact you in a week or two, and then you get your account open. Novo, you can open your account in minutes, provided you have all the correct paperwork at the time of account opening. We do tell you what you need, but you know, people don't always read that stuff. And seamless, quick account opening is frictionless. And then once you're in our system, this is where your money is. This is how it is. This is how you use it. Is very frictionless. While money doesn't always move as fast as people want or hope, letting them know where it is, why it is as frictionless as banks can get, frankly. And this also means that I look at every customer contact as an aggregate through tags and metadata, and then ask, what are the root causes for each of these contacts? And then how do we build in-app features that just allows the customer to do this themselves? Ordering debit cards. Previously, you had to contact our support team. Okay, not anymore. Push a button, order a debit card. Changing account information, adding users. There's hundreds of examples. Every company has this. Every company has these legacy processes where they force a customer to contact them to do something, especially in enterprise tech. And it is up to those companies. I implore them to identify those and build in the self-service features.